When you are using Excel, it's very important that you use formulas and functions correctly. If you are analyzing anything in Excel, then these functions or formulas are the backbone. In this tutorial, I'll help you understand what are these functions and formulas in Excel, how you can start and how they look like. Let me write some numbers here. The identity of formulas in Excel is they start with equal to sign. As soon as you write equal to, Excel recognizes and understands that you are going to write a formula now. In the formulas, you can use numbers, text, cell references, range references. You can also use operators like plus, minus. Let me show you the complete list of operators now. Some are, or I would say most of them are very simple. You have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponentiation like 10 to the power 2, which is equal to 100. Concatenate, which is represented by ampersand, and it is used to join two or more texts together. For example, text 1 is my and text 2 is Excel. So I can join both texts with this operator, and we will write equal to this cell ampersand this cell and press enter. You will get my Excel. Now if you want a space between my and Excel, then you can do it in the same formula. After this cell reference, write ampersand and then provide a space in double quotes. So like this, ampersand and then this cell. So why we have written double quotes here? Because space is a text. Excel represents space as a text, and all the texts in the formulas are written in double quotes so that the Excel understands that this is a text. So when I will press enter, it will add a space between my and Excel. Then we have equal to operator, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, and not equal to operators. So we can use all of them in the Excel formulas, and these are used to compare the two values. Like if I want to compare these two values 10 and 20 here, then I will write equal to this cell greater than this cell. It will give you true because yes, this is right, and for this cell less than this cell, it will give you false because 20 is greater than 10. We have seen that what we can use in the formulas. Now we will see how the formulas looks like and how we can get it. I'll tell you the best way. Say I have some numbers and I want to add all of them. So we have a very simple formula in Excel, sum to add the numbers. So I am writing equal to S. As soon as you start writing, Excel will automatically show you a list of all the formulas that are available starting with S. Then you are writing U. Then it will show you, filter out all the formulas which are starting with the name SU and then M. So SUM. When you finished writing your formula name, the Excel will show you the syntax of your formula. So this is called the syntax of your formula, and it will also tell you how you can use and write this formula. Also, if you are writing your formula name in small letters like I did SUM or in capital letters, so it doesn't matter. In the syntax, it is showing a bracket sign after SUM, then I am putting a bracket sign, and then these are called the arguments of the formula. So the first argument of some formula is number 1. So you can give either cell reference, or you can use a number directly, or you can use a range reference also. Then comma number 2. Here you see that number 2 is in square brackets, which means it is not mandatory. So if you see a square bracket for the arguments, it means you can skip it. If we skip and press enter, it will give you only 10 because we have only one cell reference in the formula. And if I am writing comma, one more cell reference, bracket close, press enter, it will give you 30, that is 10 plus 20. After number 2 in the arguments, it shows few dots, which means you can use more numbers and separate them with comma. For example, in this formula we can use comma 10, comma 10, comma 10, close the bracket and press enter. We will see the important functions in details in next chapters. Here I am just showing you how the formula looks like and what are the arguments and all. Now let's see what is absolute cell reference and what is relative cell reference. So here, just for simplicity, we will write equal to A1, which means this C1 is equal to A1. If I change the value here in A1 column, this will also change. Let's add few more numbers in the list. Now, if we drag our formula, did you notice the row number is changed automatically from A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on? You can check it in the formula bar or you can just do double click here. If I will copy this formula to some other cell, say here, notice the column name is also changed from A to D. So here the formula is referring to two cells towards left. In column F also, you have this formula referring to two cells towards left. So if you are changing the location of your formula by copy pasting it or by dragging it, the row numbers and column names both are changing. This is called relative cell reference. Now if you want to fix your column or rows, so what is the meaning of fixing rows and columns? Which means if I will drag my formula or if I will copy or paste my formula, I don't want that my column name or my row number should change in my formula. So to fix the column or row, it can be done by adding a $sign in front of row or column. We will see it in example. So here let's add a $sign in front of column and row both. Let me copy this formula from here and paste it somewhere else. You see that the formula is same here. It is referring to the same cell value. No matter where you copy or paste it, it will always refer to A1 cell. Now let's remove the $sign from column. This says my column name can change, but my row number will always be 1. Let's copy this formula here. See, the column name has changed, but the row is fixed. Row has not changed. Similarly, for fixing column, let's remove the $sign from the row number and keep it for the column. This says my row number can change, but my column name will always be same. Let's copy this formula here. You can see that the row number has changed, but the column is fixed. So if you are adding these $signs, it is your absolute referencing. I'll also tell you a shortcut key for adding dollars. So just select here wherever you want to add the $sign and press F4 key. And if you will keep pressing F4 key, you will get different options to add a $sign in front of your column and row. So you do not need to type in $sign specifically in the formula, just use F4 key. Now let's understand one more example of cell referencing. Let's say I have this list and I want to add this number 10 to all the values in the list. So for a simple formula, what would I have written is equal to sum A1, E1. Press enter. Now I want to drag this formula down and see what happens. The result is wrong. The 10 is not added here because we have used relative cell reference for E1. See, it changes to E2, E3, etc. See the formula bar, it is A1, E1, A2 E2, A3 E3, but what we want is E1, this number should be fixed. And I want the formula should show A1 E1, A2 E1, A3 E1 and so on. So what we will do is, I'll select this E1 and will press F4 key from my keyboard. It will add a dollar sign in front of E and in front of 1. So I have fixed this column E and this row 1 by adding a dollar sign. Now if I will drag this formula down, it will tell you A1 E1, A2 E1, A3 E1, E1 is fixed. So this type of referencing wherein we are for some section we are using relative, for some section we are using absolute cell referencing. So this is known as the mixed cell referencing. So this absolute, relative or mixed cell reference is very important when you are working with formulas in Excel, because it will completely change your results if you will make your rows or columns fixed. So this dollar sign in Excel formula is very powerful. While we will work on the big formulas or complicated formulas in our Excel files, you sometimes will come across a situation where your formula is not working and it might give you an error also. If that will happen, then how you will get to know what and where I am wrong in my formula? So you can also debug your errors in your formulas in the Excel. So for that you have an option. You can go to formulas here from the ribbon bar and you can click on evaluate formula. A pop-up window will appear and from here you can check how is your formula going. So let's write a formula here first. We will write a simple one equal to, let's add two numbers and then divide by 0. We all know that if we will divide any number with 0, it is invalid and will throw an error. So this is a small formula, but you can have a big formulas in Excel file while you will work in your big data. So for evaluating the formula, to know where I am wrong in my formula, go to evaluate formula to check where it is throwing error. So in this pop-up window, it is executing the arguments which are underlined here. You keep pressing evaluate button till the time you find an error, and here we got it. So you can then recheck your formula, go back and see what is wrong, and you can then rectify it. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you like this video. Share this with your family, friends and colleagues. Thank you for watching. Happy learning and take care.